MMN marshmallows and mallow cups inside of here. So I got a good one for you today. We want to talk about what a taper is and what a taper is and what inflation is, right? So let me go ahead and first put my brass on the table to the taper around here about what physics is in the mass gap, right? I need to taper that action. Something's going down in here in terms of that's the measurement IH. That's what we all believe it to be. Then I have some growths and infinities racing away, right? Now the harassment case in there that says, look at that. That dude's anxiety fucking keys off or something like that. And that's why the Sharps case passes through Penrose like this, based in that defined model of gravity of that mass gap. Now, so I'm going to have to get a little bit careful here dealing with stuff like Jimall here on the mill floor, right? Let's say he's a boss. He's a little bit dovish, but boy, man, I come to the policies on the whiteboard later. Whoo! Why bones? Why? Oh. Come in this morning, right? $30 billion. Woo! Somebody getting a little crossy this morning. So what's that do? What's the defined model of the action? So let's get back to Ted inside here, given some mandates and some regulations on that. When a science comes down like that, again, remember, this button toggle switch lock you back inside of that seat for the inches. And like I said, IH is going to come play lieutenant playing around later about what a physics is floating around in here, what a taper is, what inflation is. So we got the guys, all of us, and again, I want to have respect. Tucker's plays inside of here. It's a great model. Remember, this is a button toggle switch thing. Break your neck. In the level of the thermodynamics of this, we got to have at least that physics. That physics in here says, hey, at least you're keeping to your own line. That can be checked, easy to look, easy to look up, easy to check. But here's the machine. The only way I really know where the moon is to actually be able to physically conduct this check, right? And then I'm going to say, well, that's what it was supposed to be. What somebody depicted the IH diagram to be is fair to what field theory is. But it may not be the only version of it. But when somebody's in there real hawkish about that, coming down here, red-tailed hawk smashing a coyote, it'll come up that way on the paper. So inside here, if we have to be able to put that in a box like this, that would be a job. It has time and money space value at those pens rows of looking at those angles inside of the diamond necklace, Princess's Peach's pearl necklace, right? You know what I'm talking about inside here? 1 common, 2 common, X board. So when you're grading like that, and again, I am not the grader up here. That is what it is. You can find my numbers exactly what it looks like on the overhead angling angle, because that's what I'll be doing when you do measuring the inches, Hawkeye, right? You can't be dumbish about that because you're going to miss a lot of general relativity in here. That action cuts off to beta U, beta V, angling angles numbers, and if I come in like that, no matter what, see again, this is my skill set. It's not just board factories, it's manufacturing labor, master masonry, right? So that snaps a lot of people's necks when they don't understand what that's about. When I come in there and I'm going to hit you with field theory, I'm going to hit you with data compression, 1 common, 2 common, all the packets, timelines that work in that specific physics, and how you might be missing them in there. Then the observation of that calculus comes over. Hey, great idea. Now we're talking about timelines. Now we're talking about a new case where you could say, hey, against the federal standards, FETA standards inside here against what costs are, I could say the NTF isn't just this product, but anything you can do at that level Stanford. However, this is being the MCAT's physics, triage, plasticity, deformation, Jacobian matrix, data compression. Ooh, what's up? Can I get it in here this morning? When you're running that number, how much do you think you're worth? You come in here, you you understand that this is a compressed number. Danger wheel ready to fucking hammer you right in the dick, you don't think about it. But that's that kind of kettle you're looking at when you're looking for what the inflation is out there. Sometimes they're good. You know, sometimes guys come in here, you want to factor the T numbers different. Well, that's great because the plasticity of the Vitruvian man here over certain indexes on that trig might play different. If I hit you with that number, it's going to pop your tulip market. It means your gravity wasn't good, or at least applied into that physics. No, it may, up, down, completely crash you, and you can't adjust and renormalize. Probably because you were way out. Listen to Sharp. Probably because you were way out on something. Splitting shares inside here about task. Go back to it. You know, that's what we do independently. You know, there's a guy up there. There's a guy over here, whatever station they're doing. That's a black body radiation problem, Jimall. You know what I'm talking about? That's the kind of brother coming here telling you, hey, Toby, you got to get to work, brother. Good kids. You know, so those are the kinds of ideas that when you put your brass on the table about what that reflects inside of here, knowing your skills, it should always be that answer. No matter what position you're in, you can definitely rerun that task. Because I'll take my mass gap out, I'll bust you with it, bang, bang, and then I'll take it away from you and tell you that's what it should have looked like, and you drive until you find it.